Woo! Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. So today is Halloween. October the 31st. But do you know what's even scarier than all of those Halloween movies, all of those Freddy Krueger movies, all of those, I don't know. I don't watch these movies. I remember getting scared as shit about Freddy Krueger when I was a kid. I was like, nope, not watching these things. But you know what's scarier than that? Participating in a life that you don't want. That's scarier. You know why it's scarier? Because we have to live out X amount of time, a finite amount of time. But sometimes it can seem like a long time, and sometimes it can seem like, boom, life just flashed before our eyes. But there's nothing worse than living a life that's not genuine and authentic to you. Meaning saying yes to things that you'd like to say no to. Being around people that you don't want to be around. Now, I get it. Trust me, I understand, deeply understand that sometimes we have to be around people that we don't necessarily like, and sometimes that will trigger us. I understand that. That's where, as a coach, we start to build mechanisms and boundaries with those people so they don't affect us as much. And we get down to the root cause as to why we have triggering moments with these people. But at the end of the day, this is what it's about. You get to create this life. You are the director, the starring actor or actress. You're the producer, and you are writing the story of this movie that you're in right now. You are. You get to dictate all of those things. You get to dictate who's in your life. You get to dictate how those people show in your life. You get to dictate how you show up in your life. But there's nothing worse than creating a life that you just don't want. Or creating a life that there's something, you go to a job and it's like, oh, I hate this job. I hate it. The more you say that to yourself, the more you're creating dis-ease. Okay? Dis-ease, the lack of ease, which thus leads to what? Disease. Same thing, you go home every night to the same person that you don't like, that you're in this relationship with, you're in this marriage with, you're whatever the case may be. And it's like, oh, there's something in the pit of my stomach. Something isn't right. I don't like this. I can't show up as myself. How we got here, don't know. Doesn't matter. Here we are. But if you consistently do that over and over again, guess what's going to happen? You're going to create dis-ease, which is a precursor to disease. Because scientific studies say the more resentment we build up in our body, the more it manifests itself to other mechanisms, whether it be cancers, autoimmune disorders, etc. Fact check me if you have to. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, stress kills. And the more stress we build, the more anxiety we build, the more we feel depressed, the more we have these type of manifestations of emotions that create a life that we really don't want. So you got to ask yourself, what is the life that I want? What is the life that I have? I can fit a freedom within a framework. You may have kids, and yes, you can't just say, hey, I just want to go travel the world. Maybe that's something that you can't do, but what can you do? What can you get rid of in your life that's no longer serving you or making you feel or allowing yourself to feel a certain way? It creates a myriad of emotions that you don't feel safe in, you don't feel secure in, that you can say goodbye to, that would allow you the space to have the life that you want. You got a finite amount of time here. And if you're doing things that you absolutely hate, I'm giving you the permission to stop doing that shit. Or, at the bare minimum, asking yourself, why is it that I don't like this? Again, we've all agreed to a certain amount of rules, okay? We don't kill people, we don't harm people, we don't hurt people. We got to pay our taxes, okay? We got to stop at red lights. So there's a certain amount of rules that we've all agreed to that if we don't adhere to, we have consequences, right? But anything else, you get to create, you get to manifest, you get to write the story. So why are you writing a story that isn't worth telling? Why are you writing a story that you feel isn't authentic to yourself? Why are you participating in having relationships with people that you really don't like? But you can't admit it to yourself because you know what? We're supposed to be this society where we don't push the buttons and we're supposed to like everybody. Well, that isn't reality. So why create this life that you go to every single day that you may have to disassociate from your body at times because of one reason or another, that you have to go home and overeat or drink alcohol or do something to just get away from, or whatever, drown yourself in Netflix? Why do that when you literally could create a life that's personal to you, that's beneficial to you, that makes you feel alive? Ask yourself those questions. If this is you and this is resonating with you, my advice to you is to reach out to me, because at the end of the day, sometimes all it takes is somebody to show you that you can have the things that you want within the framework that you've already established, within the structure that you've already established with your life, that you can't have that. Buff Gandhi, I'm out.